Well, welcome back. It is time to meet up with our moonlander that we launched the other day. We're just waiting for the sun to come up, and we have the rocket already rolled out to the pad. We just need to select our crew. These are going to go out and do a moon landing and come back. But we have an opportunity here to have one crew do a moon landing and then remain on board the lander while we send a second vessel out to refuel it and then take it out to Minmus. That's going to be an engineer. So we're going to basically try and get an engineer up to level 3 here in LKO, and then out to the moon, out to Minmus, and then back again. And that engineer will then be the one that we will have trained and ready to go out to Duna for our next attempt, where we will hopefully not kill any more Kerbals. Hopefully. They are quite soft, however. We should have some music playing, but I don't hear it for some reason. Let's try again. Weird. How about this one? Ooh, that one works, but it's a little short. Let's go here. Classic standby. All right, looks like our sun's starting to come up here. Starting to get some reflections off the top of the roof. We are actually out here at the island airstrip. This is very close to home. Actually, looks like the sun's quite a bit up here already, but the island airstrip is a little bit shaded. So let's go ahead and get underway. Hopefully computer stability should be a little bit higher tonight, as we don't have too many apps running. We recently cleaned everything out. Shut down some unnecessary services. I didn't load the latest driver, however. I might want to go back and do that again just to make sure we have the latest video driver. But this is a 3080 Ti, not exactly leading edge equipment. So I don't know how much of a difference a new driver is going to make. Let's get this music a little bit quieter here. That ought to do it. All right, we have the 3K LKO Plus at KSC South. We need to go down here. We just not hired, I guess. We just rescued Seapont from a rescue contract. So Seapont is going to be our engineer who we're going to train. We're going to send her to the moon, Minimus, and then out to Duna. We'll bring them home first. We need a pilot that isn't super radiated. I think our best choice here actually is going to be John Gar. And have a scientist here as well I had in mind. There you are. No, Bob, no. There's got to be another scientist here. Oh, I killed it. That's unfortunate. Do I need a scientist? Yeah, I kind of do. Not thrilled with taking Bob, because Bob probably has some radiation sickness as he was around for the early launches. Ah, he'll be fine. Oh, actually, we're not getting any complaints that Bob is irradiated. That's good news. Career radiation 7%. Ah, that's interesting. So let's hope that his radiation stays low enough, and we may send Bob out to Duna. Okay, well, anyways, we looks like staging is looking just about right here. We can go pretty much any time. We'll rendezvous with our moon lander when we get there. Launching into sunrise. All engines lit. I think the skipper is only light once. Yeah, ignition is 0. So we have to make sure that we burn the fuel tank here completely to depletion before we drop that stage. And don't shut the engines off in between. Cut that throttle back a bit. Keep that G nice and close to 1.5. A little bit thinner atmosphere here. Don't mind pulling a few more G's. Not going to get crispy up here. Maybe a little. That's no problem at all. We're breaking through this atmosphere. Another couple thousand kilometers, meters that is. Okay, stage depleted. Throttle back. Engines lit, full throttle. Let's go. All right, 40K pretty much cleared through the heating effect. This has one more ignition on it, so we don't have to go all the way to full orbit here, but we'll try and make it a fairly short burn if we can. And jettison tower, engine shut down. That's coast. This pilot doesn't have the skill level to lock to maneuver node. Have to do it the old-fashioned way. 2 minutes, 24 seconds to orbital insertion. Stage recovery, look at that. A liquid fuel stage is propulsively recovered, I believe. Yep. Using the stage recovery mod here, so it recovers the stages for us as long as we have enough fuel, probe core, and control. It assumes that someone is good enough to fly it down. We don't need a perfect orbit here, just a orbit. That'll do it. Let's set up that translunar injection burn. And we did leave that lunar, or that moon lander in a fairly inclined orbit, so it's not super critical that we make a really clean orbital insertion burn here, as we're going to have to do a course correction 3/4 of the way out there roughly, and that will give us a chance to try to align our orbit with the moon lander, which is out there somewhere. We'll find it when we get there. 10 minutes to our orbital insertion, or to our translunar injection burn. Alright, there we go. Let's get ourselves out to a lunar encounter. We should see that moon cresting here. There we go. Right on schedule. That's going to be close enough. This engine's not going to relight again. 0 ignition, so that engine is done. Alright, we are on our way. Let's set up that. There's a nice view there. Look at that. Here's your thumbnail shot. Perfect. Let's go find our target. Well, left at a fairly high inclination, might be misrecognized as a space station. Is that it? That's it right there. Fantastic. Inclination is not too bad. Let's put that course correction right around here. Lost our target for no reason. Hey, we'll need some of that. Actually, let's get back to moon focus. Here we go. It'd be crazy if we could encounter it that easily. I don't think we'll be able to. We have a lot of life support on here. Why don't we make this nice and safe? Yeah, crossing through the radiation belt. Looks like you got a couple of viewers here. For folks who haven't seen it before, let's see if we can turn on that radiation belt. It's a map view, I think. Kerbalism settings, no doubt. Maybe it's only in the tracking station. Let's see. These ones at Science Archive. Orbits. Be nice if it was up here. Well, if anyone in chat knows how to turn that on in Kerbalism, now I kind of want to see it. Let's see if the internet can help. Map view or tracking station. It's in body info, so it says. I thought I looked there. Ah, what a drag. You can't see how to do it. Yeah, we're in body view or a map view. Body. No. Ocean, atmosphere. I don't see any options here. Nor here. Well, you'll just have to take it as read that there are radiation belts, and the crew is on their way, flying through them as we speak. Let's get them back. Let's get back to them and do some sort of a course correction. think we last left them off when we were around 12.5 degrees, which is close enough. We have lots of fuel. It's teasing us with that extreme radiation message again. Map view. Maneuver tool. Maybe you have to be highlighting the actual planet here. Wait, that's not the planet. That's the planet. These look like pretty much the same options. Twisted. Nevertheless, that's look at that. We had a radiator, solar panel fail. Luckily, we brought 4. I don't even care. Say that now. What was 3 more? I used the wrong engines for that too. Let's toggle these off. Okay. This engine lights 22 times, but these ones here only 16. So I try to keep these ones here for backup and maneuvers. But oh well. And it appears once again to have lost our target conveniently. It's one of these. No. No. There it is. Nope. Why is that saying debris? That's not it. I know it's in a high inclination, so it's gotta be one of these. Oh, there it is. Yep. Oh, light. 12.5 degrees or so, 13.5, close enough. It'd be nice if is it a descending node? Can't quite read it. It'd be nice if the descending node and the periapsis were aligned, but they're not. So let's just kind of do something in the middle. Tweak this a bit. Oop, wrong way. Go. And how close are we? Just about on the opposite side. Now we could do a couple of nested burns here and get in nice and close and be all fancy, but that takes time to set up those maneuvers. Let's just do it nice and quick and dirty. So the Google says I have to press B, which to be fair, I didn't do. So let's hit M, B. Oh crap, it's the B settings for the planet. I get it. So inner belt, outer belt, and magnetopause. We'll go back over here, and now you can see the magnetic fields around Kerbin. Much the same kind of magnetic effect is surrounding our happy little planet. Probably a good thing that it does. Protects us from nearly everything. Oh, glad I got to turn that on. I kind of forgot how to do that. Oh crap, we are on our way out of our burn here. And light up our Terrier. Shut down. Good enough. 1.4 degrees. We're getting that inclination down. And now it's time to set up some fancy burns. Let's go to Airy Epsis. Drop it down, see what it looks like. Not great. So, oh wow, still on. It's far out.
No, that is like it perfect.
Alright, where were we? Trying to meet this thing here, so let's start with burn here, and then another one up here. There. Oh, actually the other way around. Interesting. Mildly overcooked that. .2 kilometers. We can get closer than that. Ooh, maybe not, maybe not. Easy there, big shooter. Oh, there we go, 0.76, 0.67, 600 kilometers, 600 meters. That'll do it. 600 meters. We got 2 burns for that trick. First burn in 31 minutes. Where's the moon? Ooh, it's dark. No more electric charge on Sentinel-1. You know, I gotta throw that thing into the sun. I'm pretty tired of watching failure messages for a probe that is already bombed out. Alright. Very small burn, 17 meters per second. Probably won't even use the engines. In fact, it's shut down, main engine. Get these engines enabled. We have lots of RCS on board. Let's just go ahead and burn it. Relax, Cent 1 batteries are recharged. Well, that's fantastic because it's completely otherwise inert anyways. I gotta throw that thing into the sun. Oh, wait a second. Off. There we go. And next burn, 34 minutes. Radio uplink reestablished. That crater actually is our landing zone. If I'm lucky, that particular tiny crater right there. Meters per second. Let's use actual engines for this. First time we've lit the sparks. First time we've lit the sparks on this mission, and they are go. All four, even better. Let's see how we're doing. A little tweak. Half a meter, 400 meters, 300 meters. I think 300 meters is just fine. Oh, that's not the crater we're trying to aim for. Actually, it was, I think, uh-oh, it's way over here on the top side. Right there. Crap. It'd be nice to come down up here, but that is way off our inclination. So we're at a bit of a speed difference here, 71 meters per second. That's going to be interesting. Oh, we have somebody in chat. Good evening, afternoon, and good night. Something is spelled meters. Ah, strikey, slow down. Uh-oh, you're in deep shit. Target. Retrograde. All engines alight. Now. There we go. That was a little close. Interior back off again. Crikey. Got a little time acceleration happy there. No problem. Nine minutes? No. Let's go a little bit faster here. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, that's better. All right, we will be 4 meters away in 2 minutes. That's pretty good. We're definitely within communication range. Oh crap! Rocky Mountain thing. This is terrific. You don't need that. Why is that even out here? Is it the debris? Let's check it. Metras. Metrons? So, this is not it either. Oh no. How's our fuel? Hi, Sadie's Noctis. Gatus Noctis. Probably mispronouncing that. I need to learn Latin. Looks like Latin. So how far off course are we? 61 degrees. Okay, so where are we? Here? Okay. It is questionable if we have enough fuel to do this. So for those of you who are not reading my mind, it turns out that I have rendezvoused with debris, or maybe a lander that I used in a previous mission. It's difficult to say. So we're going to try and meet up with it. Now the command module we're in is pretty stupidity tolerant, so there's a decent chance that we'll at least make it to the lander, even though we may not actually have enough fuel to get home. But I am reasonably confident there's a space station around here too, with enough room for 3, maybe even 4. Running out of room on that one. Oh, how big it was, 546 meters per second. Wow. Wow. I think we may have to come up with another plan. It's 546 meters per second just to do the alignment. What else do we have on the pad here? Leave ready to launch. And the refueling mission for this mission. I could probably get these guys home and back on this one here and recover at least the crew. Here. Hey, Gene.
Hi.
Let's consult astrographics here. What does astrographics have? Oh no, there's no cameras on that one. It says we are crewed with an S. Very, very sad. Well, despite the vessel being in good shape, with only 1 day, 2 hours, 56 minutes on it, I think we're going to have to turn it around. Bring them home. I don't think there's a lifeboat of any value out here. Let's see, where is the closest moon station? No. They're all pretty low, I think. That easy to get to. You know what? I don't think there's even any out here. Oh, there's one. $18 degrees off of what's on board this thing for resources. Oh, actually, that's an even better option. What does this have for resources? Yeah, things are small. I think you can scale the screen, but then it makes the what do you call it, maneuver planner look all bonkerood. It looks like crap. So that has a proper docking port. That's something. And how about fuel? A wee bit of fuel. Is it enough to make it worth it though? 45, I don't think so. This looks bigger than it is. Okay. I think our only option is to bring them home. What a drag. Flew them all the way out here just for sightseeing. Well, there is a little bit of fuel here. We have secondary engines. We can actually ditch the main command module, or the main service module here, and there are backup engines. What's the total delta V? 3. So it's still not even enough to do a proper inclination change and rendezvous. Okay. Well, that's that then. I guess we bring them home. What a weird stream. Well, I'll have to complain to the folks at the mission control of Death Engineering because they apparently have left too much space debris up there. And it makes it very difficult for, you know, someone with, well, slightly vision impaired to see. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to blame somebody else. Right about there. Perfect. 284 meters per second. Well, during this time, at least we have got the next mission is already in the VAB, or is already being built. It is only 18 days away. Only gonna take 3 days to get back. Probably not even that long. And let's light them all. How's that looking for our home return? One day. A little on the low side. Let's tweak that a bit. Better. Alright. Back home. Sorry guys. What a waste of a trip. A waste of a rocket too. We paid for those things. Yeah, I know. Sentinel-1 has lost full control. I'd be just as happy if it was being melted by the sun. Don't get seasick, guys. Yeah, this is what I meant there by this man pod was somewhat idiot-proof. Even without the main service module, it still has a decent amount of life support on board underneath this fairing, as well as small engines and 191 meters per second delta V. All these backups are here because we're playing the Kerbalism mod, and I'm trying, not always succeeding, to not torch too many Kerbals. Oh, look at that. I think we're coming home pretty close to home, actually. Yeah, there's the desert launch site. KFC South being reconditioned. See, is there anything we have actually in stock, mothballs, that we can use to fly out there? The 2K Block 2, I think, is a small docking port, although it might not be. Worth having a look. I have another 3K LKO Plus on standby. Why don't we just roll that one out? There we go. Let's turn these guys right around. Sea Pont, John Gar, and Fab. Alright. Don't worry, guys. Your next mission is already rolling out to the pad as we speak. Looks like we have a lot of things to take care of here. Checkpoint Charlie, checkpoint Foxtrot. We'll have to come back and finish these aviation missions again at some point. Let's see how things sound on board. I had a car that sounded just like this. Ooh, that's a lot of G-forces. Barely get up. Alright, that works around. Actually, what is our G-forces here? It's not this one. There it is, 2.7. And dropping. So I'm not sure what it was. Probably up to 4.5 maybe. It was a fairly aggressive landing. Are we coming in over land? Hard to tell. This pod has an option to land in water or on land. We'll wait until we get a little bit further down to see exactly what our surface is. Oh, it's a Navy checkpoint, so that's going to be water. We'll just leave our heat shield on then. Drop those chutes. All four deployed, almost nice. I think this is early sunrise. Just make sure we are on water. Yep. 400. There we go. Better. There we go. And there we are. 150 meters. 5 meters per second. Not a bad speed to land at if you have a nice soft landing in the water. 90 meters. $30, $20. That's a splashdown. Okay, made it home safe on a mission that was kind of botched. Normal recovery here. We don't recycle these pods. Recycle most of the things we fly, but not those pods. Too many parts, basically. Really, Oh wow, great. The Star Trek Next Generation episode is on. Alright, so that was Goofy. LKO rolling into the pad in about a day. Okay. Reconditioning KSC South. LKO 3K LKO next, going out in about a day. Reconditioning done. Yeah, I kind of thought that was more of a polar target. I should have paid more attention. Alright, 3K LPO plus launch. Clear the debris that was Seapont, John Gar, and Bob. Alright. These seats should look fairly similar. Oh, another solar panel fail. What is going on with these things? Oh well, it's only one. Okay. Here we go. Take two. Same mission. All four engines lit. Let's go. supersonic. Throttle back. This thing has phantom torque in it sometimes. Seems okay now. Probably should have launched this from Boomerang, actually, now that I think of it. That's fine. Let's coast it for a bit here. Engine's lit. Engine lit, that is. If that one did not light, this mission would be over. Let's see if we can do this. Complete the orbit without shutting this engine down. To apoapsis, let's bring that down. I don't think the inefficiency is worth it. I'm fairly confident this engine will relight twice. Of course, then it won't. Towered ya. Very reminiscent of a few minutes ago. Yes, we have propulsively recovered our booster. Kind of surprised the pilot did not upgrade to the next level. Well, he did, but he still doesn't know how to do maneuver node lock. A load of hooey. Hooah. Malarkey. Nonsense. How? Seconds, orbital insertion burn. Skip, skip. And it fires. Okay, we are in orbit and we are going to, well, not yet, but we'll check our targets definitely before we leave LKO. They're a little hot. still hot. That'll do it. It's 27 minutes. 837 meters per second. Engine malfunction. That is a drag, but there's no problem. Actually, I'm not sure they have enough Delta V for this. It is close. You know what? They don't. Wow. I should not have cursed that skipper engine. Skipper engine failure. Abort, abort, abort. Easy text. Yeah, 14-kilometer periapsis. No, not a good idea. Not a good idea. There we go. Let's drop that and prepare for a re-entry. Sorry, guys. That's 2 in a row. That one wasn't even my fault. Yeah, we had an engine failure on the... Oh, but this wouldn't have worked anyways. This thing is so old, it doesn't even have the new docking port. Well, I guess that's one way to find out that it was a doomed mission anyways. That's hilarious. Why does this thing have the old docking port on it? That's weird. So that's been really an interim design. Gonna be kind of a weird shallow entry because of the abort angle we hit it at. What does trajectories think? Thinks we're gonna come down right about there. I think that's just about right. That looks like land. It is land because we have another landed craft out there. Well, that's cool. We get to test the hard landing ability. Don't want to set heat shield quite yet, but there are landing legs under it. Oh yeah, we're definitely coming in on ground here. Drop those chutes. There we go. Heat shield, landing legs to 750 meters. Heat shield exploded. We didn't need it anymore anyways. Let's have a look. $540 meters. Actually, I don't think that's radar altitude. One of these is going to have radar altitude. This one? Landing legs retracted? I don't think so. Here. Oh, here we go. There's radar altitude down here. 130, 120, 110. Hang on, guys. There you go. Not such a hard landing at all, was it? Those feet take a lot of the roughness out of it. But still, I wouldn't say a great mission. These guys are going to get tired of going up into space without getting out of their capsule. Yeah, no science. And we blew another, I think, 80,000 credits on that mission. Kind of surprised it had a small docking port on it. That would have been hilarious to get up there and realize you can't even dock to the lander. I could have EVA'd over still. It wouldn't have been a complete loss. Alright, let's have a look. Which docking port do we have here? Uh-huh. Okay. I bet this doesn't have the small docking port. Oh, it does. That's weird. Why? Doesn't have a good one under it. They must have made a design of this to go out to the older version of the station. And before anyone says this guy's clearly senile, I actually looked at the save file for this thing, and I could not believe that I designed these back in June of 2024, between June and September. I thought I designed this stuff like in the fall of last year, but the summer and then barely fall. It's been a long time, but that should do it. Okay, we need to do some tweaks. sure the abort works correct. I haven't had to use the abort on the 3-person crew yet. Actually, that's kind of cool. So, while we're here, let's just see what this spec is. It is high. It's only got two ignitions. That's kind of crappy. What else do we have here? Because technically, having the ability to light that thing 3 times would be actually a lot better. What else? Nothing quite as close to that for thrust. But we can group some together, so what would we need here? Great, skipper. $650 kilonewtons, that's 320 seconds of ISP. Alright, what can we come up with even close to that? 310 ISP, only 400. Where's the ISP? 355. But only 125. How many restarts will it let me have? 13 ignitions. That's the answer. Okay. Yeah, it's still going to be low thrust, but let's toss this out. We use this version of the Cheetah. We'll use roughly the same layout. We're going to need to use an engine plate. This one. Pod. And let's get an engine just to play with. That's about right. Oh man, I hate how these engine bells are touching. That's a drag. Oh, what's this like for thrust away ratio? In space. 1.28. Let's keep shopping. Tempted to put just four swivels on it and call it. In fact, let's do it. Four swivels. Sold. Do. We can take this off. Where are we? Okay, so we light these. We do that. We stage that. We need 4 of these. These, that. I'm tired of almost running into this stage here, even though it does land propulsively. It does get a little close for comfort. So let's just pull it away when we're done with it. These go like that. Okay. Let's save it with a proper docking port, always good. And let's actually build 3 of them. Probably need these anyways. And we got 3 of those in the hopper for construction. One never gets tired of going to space. Yeah, I have had another one of those crazy space tourism dreams. This one was a little more intense. I could make a video about it, but I don't know how to make demons in KSP. Maybe there's a mod for that. Okay, so we do have another 3K LKO Plus in storage. Before we launch it, let's just see what docking port it has. We can't all have that ridiculous little docking port. As I suspected, this one has a proper docking port. Very weird. Very weird. Where are you? Construction time. Cancel edits. Okay, let's try one more time. And this looks like it has a proper docking port on it. It doesn't have a modified second stage with those 4 swivels, so we still have a chance of that skipper being a day ruiner. But let's roll it out. No. This one. Alright. Don't take your suits off, guys. You're getting right back on board. That's right, it's Sea Pond, John Gar, and that's right, Bob. Here we go. Loading, loading, loading. Another solar panel failed. That is weird. Why does this design constantly fail that the 4th solar panel? That's weird. Alright, well, we don't need to wait for daylight. Go, all engines lit. Off we go. Trajectories yet. All right, take 3. Try to get this a little bit higher before we lose that first stage. Very nice. nice, very nice. Calamity. Okay. Throttle back. Main stage lit. Up. There we go. This might give us a better chance to get into orbit without having to shut it down. Down there at Wapsis. It's like cooperating here. Well, we're not going to have another engine failure. That would be terrible luck. We'll cover that stage again. Thank you. Can you see any lightning from space? Doesn't look like there's any storms tonight. Alright, one more time. Let's see if we can get this thing actually on the way to the moon. Do it. Once we get this transmuter injection burn completed, we're gonna have to call it a night. Unfortunately, we plan to do a moon landing and a Minmus mission tonight, but bad luck, bad planning, and I don't know. What was the third mission? I guess bad luck and bad planning and bad planning again? That can't be right. Oh, we'll see. And it is going to work. Look how the music kind of peaked there for that engine light. Okay, there we go. Let's drop that stage. Solar panel get... same solar panel. It keeps failing. It is so hot. All right, well, we are on the way to the moon. We are going to have to call it a night. Thanks a lot, everyone, for tuning in. And we will try to get these guys out to the moon and Minmus another time. Have an awesome night.